A lot of contractors like to text message and stuff, but if you've got several projects going on and you're texting about 3 projects in one chain, how are you ever going to remember what needs to happen or what you said?
Project management. When people think of project management, they think of rehabs. In this space, that's what they think of. They think of rehabs. That's not the only project that you've got. You're in the real estate investing space. Even if you're wholesaling and you're done once that contract is completed, you still have a project. And that project is getting that deal to the table, getting it closed. There are steps you have to go through. Let's say you're wholesaling. You have the contract. You need to get it to title. You need title to start working on it. You need to make sure you have your lockbox, you have showings, however you're going to handle your dispo. You need to make sure you're setting it up for dispo, that you've approved it. There's a lot of different things that happen in that, and that is a project. That gets overlooked so badly by people. Purchasing a property is a contract, or is a project. Obviously, rehabbing a property is a project. Tenant turnover is a small project, but that's still a project. Think of anything
And
that
it's
would
fun,
be or
to
could
be
be a
honest.
checklist.
To be honest, tenant turnover is one that falls through the cracks quicker than anything else because it is such it should be a small project.
Yeah. And so all those little things add up. Those are all small projects. So when we did this before, when we had outside project management software that we used, we had different templates set up for the different things so that we would remember to do all these little things. Okay, that's great. But it was always disconnected. We always had to go in and remember to set up that project. Pete, with the part of the automation, how this ties in, and it's customizable to your company. If a property goes into make ready status, let's say it's a rental goes into make ready status, it can automatically create a project for that make ready. It can automatically create a project if you go into other areas. If it's in a purchase and it knows it needs to go here, it can set up things like that. So you can set up project templates and have them ready to use whenever you need. Is that fair, Amy?
Yep. I do want to talk about, with project management, one of the things I'm super excited about is chat. I know a lot of people like to use like messaging softwares to talk, but it's nice with this one to have in project management. On each project you can have a chat, so you can chat with outside users, you can chat with internal users, you can add pictures, documents, do some markup on them. So if you're out on a house, say it's a rehab and somebody's talking about, oh, in this corner there's an outlet that's crooked, you can send the picture and circle it. Yeah, and circle what you're talking about. Draw a big fat arrow on it.
And it's right there in the property, so it's easy to find later, right?
Yeah, and that's one thing is a lot of contractors like to text message and stuff, but if you've got several projects going on and you're texting about 3 projects in one chain, how are you ever going to remember what needs to happen or what you said or things like that? So I think it's really nice with the chat per project. You can go through and look at everything you talked about on that project, and there's that chain. You're not looking here, you're not looking there, and I got to go to my messaging app. Now I got to go to my phone because they text me this time. This time they emailed me. It's all right here.
Yep. Yeah, that is actually at this moment in beta, correct?
Yes.
But that is coming out in public release very, very soon, and that's going to be a game changer for folks because it'll be easy for people to use. It's going to be built into the mobile app, which right now the mobile app, we really focused on the main features that people need on a mobile app. And most of the time, not saying all the time, but most of the time, they just want to use it to communicate. I mean, there's times when you're out and you need to update notes on your CRM, but how often are people actually out there wanting to update their CRM from their iPhone or their Android? Not all that often. So most important features first, call, text, inbound, outbound are already there in our mobile app. And then we're going to add the chat as well for anybody that uses the project management features. So that'll be available very, very, very soon.